Welcome, Wild Ones. I'm Star, the Wild Witch. I'm visually impaired, but as I always say, magic has no limits. It's week 2 of the Elemental Foundations community tag. Today I'll be sharing my own journey with the air element, an element that's invisible to the eye, but always present and with us in every moment of every day and every breath that we take. So settle in, take a deep breath, and let's get started. Welcome to week 2 of Elemental Foundations, a community tag in collaboration with Rachele from Amethyst Ascension and the Divination and Spirituality group. Whew, that was a lot to say just in one sentence. Speaking of the air element, I need to remember to breathe. But now I forget what I was going to say. Hold on. I'm not even going to edit this out. I'm just going to keep it in here as it is. Oh, okay. So if you want to take part in the tag, you can find the prompts down below in the description. They'll be listed there for you. You can also find the official PDFs for the prompts over in the Divination and Spirituality group. So if you're not a member over there, the link to join will also be down below in the description, and you can join in the awesome community conversations and sharing going on over there. Also, on that note, feel free to jump in at any time and in any way that works for you. And you don't have to do things the exact way that I'm doing them or that anyone else is doing them, because this is about showing and sharing your practice and how you connect with the elements. So it's a very personal thing. So of course, do it in a way that works best for you. You could do it one element at a time in any order that you want, combine them all, mix and match the prompts if you want. Like, have fun with it. Also, a few months ago, I shared another poll over on my channel's post tab, asking you all to vote for which element you feel the least connected to. You might remember voting in that one if you did. And do you know which one won that one? It was the air element. And I'm honestly not surprised, because it is an element that's not really visible to us or tangible to us. So it makes total sense to me. And I often feel or even forget about the air element. I forget about it a lot. And that says a lot about me, because in Western astrology, I'm a Gemini, so air sign. But it's like one of those things, I think that it's like out of sight, out of mind, maybe. I feel like it's a really underlooked element, but I totally see why people feel the least connected to it. So I'm going to get into these prompts now. Let's do this.
In what ways do you feel the presence of air elemental energy?
I don't know about you, but I don't notice or feel the air element very often when I'm inside. I usually notice it and feel it more when I'm outside, because inside we have pretty stagnant air, but when we're outside, like, that's when I notice the air currents, the movement in the air. And this time of year, it's often very cold gusts of wind that are unpleasant, smacking me in the face. I feel like the wind is saying, hey, wake up, witch. I feel like the wind does carry messages, and like the intensity and what's going on with the wind, there's different messages within that wind. So I find those cold gusts of wind very aliving. Does that make sense? Like, they're very refreshing and they can wake you up. Like, first thing in the morning, being smacked with that cold gust of wind, it wakes me up. It makes me feel very alert, but also in a weird way, very free. And then I do love those warm breezes that just play with my hair. To me, that's like whispers of the wind, whispering ideas and carrying inspiration like seeds being carried on the wind.
In what ways do you invite the air element into your day-to-day life?
You could really consider this magical or mundane, depending on how you look at it, but I actually start my day off with the air element. I start off as soon as I wake up with a really quick and easy breathing exercise. I can't be doing this for like minutes and minutes at a time because as soon as I get up, my dogs are getting up and I have to take care of them and their needs. But at least if it's the first 1 breath, 3 breaths, maybe 5 or 10 if I'm lucky, I will just be very mindful of those breaths. The first breath always definitely is in gratitude and appreciation of I'm so grateful that I got to wake up another day and draw this breath into my lungs. It's the breath of life and it's always gratitude. And then I exhale any of my worries or anything that's bothering me so I don't start my day off on the wrong foot. And then if I have time, I'll continue to just breathe in, inhale that gratitude, and exhale what I no longer need anymore. I don't want to start my day with like crap, you know? Maybe I'll start trying this at night and see if I sleep any better, see if there's a difference there. I'm really curious. If you guys want updates on that, let me know.
How does air influence your intellect, communication, or the flow of your ideas?
I feel like the air element has a really bad impact or influence over 2 major areas of my life, which are communication and the mind, which are both connected to the air element. I have terrible social anxiety and it's been a nightmare to cope with, but I'm slowly getting better. And that's actually thanks to YouTube because I made this channel in order to help me find and share my voice. And it's slowly working. I'm becoming more confident and communicating is definitely getting a lot easier. But in my videos, you'll probably see a lot of ums or uhs or a bunch of jump cuts or just like a giant jump cut. And it's probably a different time of day because I totally space out. I forget what I'm saying. My thoughts have a really hard time correlating with my words, and one's always ahead of the other. They're never just in perfect balance. That sounds like a dream instead of this nightmare. But it is definitely slowly getting better all the time, and I feel like with every video that I make. And I love making YouTube videos. It's just very hard, and I love socializing, but it's definitely a struggle. But I do love it, and it's great nonetheless. Like, the more experience I get talking to people, the better I feel. One of the exercises that I've been doing recently, actually, is I'm a bad visualizer. Is that a word? I don't know. I'm bad at visualizing, and I will visualize this dense, thick, Silent Hill style fog, right? Ooky and scary, and in that fog are all my anxieties, my doubts, fears, worries, brain fog, all that stuff. And I'll visualize this tornado coming in and sucking it all up, or like a big gale of wind just blowing it away. And it dissipates into a nice, clear, happy sky. If I'm having a hard time visualizing, or if I just prefer this method, which I'm starting to, I love engaging the senses in these kind of exercises. I'll go outside, and this works especially well if there's a big wind gust, like a big windstorm. I will feel that fog, that nasty, icky fog all over me, and I will ask the wind, can you, and I always ask the wind to please carry away these worries, stresses, all the things, like, please just carry away my social anxiety. That way I can go into whatever situation with a clear head.
In what ways do you integrate air energy into your spiritual practice?
Earth is definitely my #1 go-to for elemental magic, but air is very closely tied with fire for second place. I love air magic. I love incorporating it into my practice. So for starters, scent magic, smells. I feel like every aroma being carried and wafted through the air has its own energetic resonance. And I think this is because we, or at least I, associate different smells with different memories, and those memories can make me feel differently emotionally. And scent really can set the stage for my rituals. It sets the mood, it sets the vibe of a space, and it has a big impact on me and can make me like get into a certain magical mindset like instantly. There's just something about it I can't explain. But like every scent has its own energy to it. So citrus I would definitely go to for uplifting energy. Things like aromatic things like peppermint, eucalyptus, that can like really help you to feel, helps me to feel more open, you know? For me, it's like, it helps to open communications. I could go on about scent magic all day. That deserves its own video. I'll make a note of it and I'll make it a thing. But definitely scent magic, that's why I love simmer pots so much. And you can argue that they are water, but those scents are being evaporated into the air. I also have a huge fondness for sound magic. I love the sounds from the environment around me to be incorporated into my rituals, to accompany my celebrations. And I like to work outside for this and hear the rustling of the leaves, the wind, the crickets, whatever's going on outside. And when I'm not outside, I like to open the window so I could still hear what's going on. Aside from that, sometimes I play ambient sounds like the dead of night. I love that channel. They have great ambient sounds. And music. I love like Celtic music. Like certain music gets me into a certain vibe for the ritual, but I don't always use music, but it can definitely help. And I love using instruments in my witchcraft practice. I love my drum and my rattle and my bell, my singing bowl. Those are great sound magic tools that I use. If you want to get really scientific with it, right? So sound is vibration, and those vibrations are being carried through the air. Now, when you get into the metaphysical, pairing that vibration with intention, carrying out those vibrations with your intention can make even more potent, strong, powerful magic. I love sound magic so much. Like, I find it very important for me to physically, verbally say my spells because, you know, words have vibration. The way they sound has a vibration, and that enhances my magic for sure. And if you've been around for a while, you'll know my old YouTube username. So I started way back in 2018, and my YouTube name was Starlight Spell Singer because I would sing my spells quite often. My hubby actually gave me that name. He gave me my witchy name. That was my first one. And that was very important to me, but I loved to sing my spells, you know, because different notes to me have a different energetic resonance, each vibration. I definitely don't sing my spells as much as I used to. Now I mainly give my song as offering to deity and to the spirits and entities that I work with. And at the autumn equinox, I sing the earth to sleep, and in the spring equinox, I sing the earth awake. I have a little like go to sleep and wake up song that I sing to the earth. I know it's a little silly, but to me, it's symbolic. Not only are scent and sound magic important in my practice, but breath work is as well. I like to breathe on my divination tools as a way to wake them up before using them. Giving them that breath of air signals to them, hey, it's time, like get up, let's do the work. And I also do breathe on my spells. I give them that life-giving energy, right? It's the breath of life. And giving that to your spells helps them to become alive.
Have you ever felt disconnected from the element of air? If so, what practices help you restore that bond?
I do often feel a disconnect with air, and I think that's because it's not visible, it's not super tangible. I overlook it because it's always present in my life. I'm breathing it in and out all day, and I just don't give it a thought a lot of the time. So the way I reconnect is to remember, hey, air's a thing. I remember to do my breath work, and I remember to pay attention to the smells in my environment, to pay attention to the sounds around me.
What wisdom have you gained from working with the air element?
I have 2 really quick pieces of wisdom from the air element that I want to share and pass on. So there was this one time and situation where I was struggling really bad with my social anxiety, like really, really bad. And hubby took me out into nature to our favorite spot. I was walking down my favorite woodland path, and I just felt drawn to stopping. I look down and I see a feather. I still have the feather. And when I reached down to pick it up, it's like I had this vision of a bird's eye view of being up in the sky and seeing everything all around me. It's like I saw myself in the third person, but from a bird's eye view up above. I hope that makes sense. But when that happened, I heard clear as day a voice saying, shift your perspective. And it made me view the situation that was giving me anxiety in a different way. The second lesson that I learned from air is that every single moment that we have in life is fleeting. Every breath that we take is fleeting. We only have that moment once. We only have that one breath once before we draw a new breath in. So it taught me to just slow down, be fully present, appreciate the moment for what it is, and to just literally stop and smell the roses. Stop and enjoy things in life. Take a moment to just slow down and breathe.
In what ways do you bring the qualities of air into your living space?
For me, one of the best ways to welcome the element of air into my home is actually quite literal. I open a damn window. I don't know about you, but I cannot stand a stale, stuffy ass room or house. Like, absolutely not. I hate it. It's unpleasant to be around. It's unpleasant to be in. It makes me claustrophobic. Absolutely not. I like fresh air. I have to have air circulation, air movement, fresh flowing air. Like, yuck, stagnant, Because stagnant air to me not only physically is unpleasant to be in, but is energetically just yuck, unpleasant. Like, if there's no airflow, how can that energy have the ability to, like, flow freely? Does that make sense? I love having open windows. It invites in that, like, fresh, refreshing, cleansing, vitalizing energy. Like, it really makes a difference in my space. I have to have open windows. I don't like having my windows open if it's like super freaking hot out, because then it's just unpleasant and my AC can't keep up. I don't like artificial air though. Air can't be artificial, can it? I don't like fans, like artificially made air. Like, the AC is one thing. I definitely appreciate my AC, but I don't like fans. I don't like that kind of air touching my skin. I'm sure that sounds really weird, but I hate fan air on my skin. I like the fresh breeze upon my skin. I like to breathe in that fresh air. So I actually really like to open my windows in the wintertime. Like, to me, it's like new air. Does that make sense? It's like, I don't know. I love a good cold breeze in my home. I don't keep them open all the time, just like for a few minutes in the winter, but man, does that make a difference? Oh. And then like having cold air out my sheets and my bedding. Man, there's nothing like it. I love it. I love it so much. And another way I work with air magic in my home is with sound. I love sound magic. I have wind chimes on my back porch to deter any malevolent energies or entities, keep them away. It's good for banishing that kind of stuff, but also it just keeps that space cleansed and pure. I have different like chimes in my house, and I just like to ring them occasionally too. It's nice. It, like, I don't know, it makes a difference on my space. It keeps it light and happy. And I also like to cleanse my space, cleanse my home with sound magic. Again, touching on that. With music. Music definitely helps to set the mood, the energy for my home. So yeah, I love sound magic.
Is there a new air-inspired practice you're eager to explore?
There is something new that I've already started working with in my magical practice. I'm a little embarrassed to say this. I don't know why. It seems a little silly, but I got a new musical instrument, or magical tool if you want to look at it that way. I got an ocarina. So I want to learn this better so that I can make sound or music offerings to the spirits and deities that I work with. And I feel like the sylphs would especially appreciate this because it is a wind instrument. And it's a way of using my own breath to make those sound vibrations with my intentions. So yeah, I am not good at it at all. I'm still learning the musical scale, but I'm getting there. I know how to hold it, so that's the first step, right? So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I've been trying to learn the Practical Magic theme song, and I'm not good at it, but if I get good at it, I hope to share it with you at some point. Our prompt for the air element in the divination spread is, what fresh perspectives or ideas are ready to come into your life? Set that right there. So I am using the Tarot of the Owls, published by Llewellyn. So to me, this is a very, very airy deck because it involves owls. And I'm using my pile from the Everyday Witch with all the air elemental cards. There's only 10 of these cards, so the pile's really tiny, but we'll make it work. So I'm gonna blow on my cards to kind of wake them up, show you how I do that. Okay, now they know it's time to wake up and do their thing. What fresh perspectives or ideas do I need in my life right now? Oh, there's our card. Okay, so we'll get into this in a minute. I'm gonna pull the oracle to go along with that. you know what? I'm feeling drawn to this one, so I took it. So here's the cards that I pulled, and I did have to take a picture of them on my phone so I could enlarge them in order to be able to read them and see the text. So we have the Knight of Cups, followed by our Oracle card for a little extra guidance from the Everyday Witch Oracle Air pile. And it says, imagine and envision. I am not great at interpreting the court cards, especially the pages and the knights, but I do imagine the knights moving steadfast in one direction with a purpose. I hope that makes sense. And the cups are tied to emotions. So I'm feeling like this card is saying follow my heart. So the perspective that I need is from an internal emotional perspective to get these new ideas. So following my heart to envision and imagine my dreams and to follow that emotional pull towards gaining a new perspective on getting ideas to pursue my goals and my dreams. I don't know. That's just what's coming through. I could be totally wrong. My intuition's kind of guiding that. So let me know what you think. So that, my friends, wild ones, was week 2 of Elemental Foundations. I hope that you enjoyed exploring the air element with me, and I feel like this video was really candid and more open than a lot of my other videos. I'm trying to embrace that openness and freedom and all that good stuff of the air element. So I hope that you enjoyed. I would love to know how you work with the air element, so, and any of the other elements. So use hashtag, what was it again? Elemental Foundations in your video. I would love to see how you work with the elements in your practice. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. This was a blast, and I'm sorry this video is coming out late. This week has been hectic, but it's better late than never, right? Anyway, thank you all for your patience and for hanging out with me and for spending some of your precious time here with me. I very much appreciate you. Yay! So, if you enjoyed this video, check out this one over here. And until next time, wild ones, I'll see you very soon. But for now, stay wild and whimsical. Bye!